Hey everybody, in this video we are going to go over how to do tasks 1 and 2 from part 2. So this is where we are, so we're in the second Google Doc for our RPG project, and we're going to start dealing with a level. So we already did the script, we already did matching. We actually need to use matching for what we do in this task. So basically we have a level. A level is going to keep track of a couple different things. Later on, like in the next section of this, we'll use our level to keep track of like the tiles, like the things that are going to appear on the screen. But for right now, we're going to keep track. We're going to have the level keep track of the scripts. So we're going to use our work in the script, use our work in matching to complete this part. The beginning part of this, so there's like two separate. The ultimate goal for us to do is to pass this test down here. Let's see if we have a test open down here. We're going to try and pass the the searching test. The searching test really encompasses two different tasks, task 1 and task 2. Task 1 is kind of just very like straightforward, just putting up and initializing some variables, and then task 2 is a little more logical work. So let's just explain kind of what's going on here. It's going to maintain a searchable list of scripts. Level is going to maintain a searchable list of scripts. We're going to have an array list to hold those scripts. We're going to write some add and remove methods, and yeah, fine. So all of this is going to take place inside the level. If we look at the level already, it's got some stuff set up for it, but not a ton. We can see we're going to have some instance variables we're going to start setting up here. Yeah, so it does have some things in here: the name, the width, the height, all that stuff. But it does not have. One thing it doesn't have right now is an array list. The level should have an array list that's going to keep track of all of the scripts that are in that level. So we might have like a town level, and that's going to have all the scripts there, or maybe a dungeon level, and that's going to have all the scripts there. So we need to have an array list that's visible across the entire class. What you want to do here is create an array list up here somewhere as a class-wide variable, and then make sure you initialize it inside of the constructor. So inside here, we should actually declare it up here, declare it somewhere outside of any method, and then initialize it inside here. And then our goal is really just to add script and remove script. So we should be able to run this method. We should be able to run add script, give it a script, and it will add it to the array list. And that's all we really need to do at this moment, although we'll add a little bit more later on. We should also be able to remove script. So say here's a script, and we should be able to take it off of the level. Let's see. So I think the best thing to do, let's see. So that's basically task 1. And we can look through that task a little bit like from the testing side of things. But I should also explain task 2. Task 2 is like, great, you have this array list full of scripts. We should also be able to search for it. We should be able to give it like a search term and then go try and find that particular script or a set of scripts that match that. So I think maybe for me personally doing this project, the easiest way of understanding is by looking at the tests and kind of getting a sense of what the tests are going to ask you to do, because ultimately that's what you need to do. That's what you need to complete to be successful. So we can see in here, and maybe I'll do a little debugging in here. It's my favorite, of course. We're going to do ads. We have a whole bunch of scripts. We're going to create a level. We're going to add those scripts to that level. And then we're going to do some testing in here. And this might be slightly rearranged when you look at it, or it might look just like this. But we're going to look through and yeah, make this work. So I think maybe I'll show a version of it not working. Then I have another completed version that I can show you like what the test should do. So let's start with this. We're going to run our little testing thing in here. For some reason, my VS Code is making a lot of noises. I don't know quite what's going on with that. But all right, so if we look through, we can check out our variables over here. Not much going on so far. We're going to create a bunch of scripts. We can see we have all these scripts in here. We can see some data about them, X, Y, action, argument. So a lot of nulls, X, Ys. Yeah, we won't go like too much into this, but that's just kind of like what's getting set up already. We have these scripts. They have X's, Y's, actions, arguments. Looks like most of the actions and arguments are null. Our next step should be to create level. When we run level, we're going to create a new level. It's going to have some like height, name. We're not going to worry too much about this stuff. We will deal with it later on in the project, but for right now, that's enough. The problem that we have is like when I run add level, or when I say level add script, I really want to make a part of the level. And in this case, I mean like add it to the array list level. Right now, my code is not doing that because I haven't like done anything with the level. I'll show you an example where I have completed it though, and we can see kind of like what that would look like. But like there should be an array list on here, and we should have a whole bunch of scripts now added to it, A, C, D, E. Okay, so that's task 1 of this. Let's talk about task 2 and what we're asking to do here. In task 2, I'm going to see if I can move this over without Make sure my face isn't blocking things. Hopefully it's not. All right, so in this case, maybe I can zoom out. Maybe that'll be a better choice. All right, so in this one, we're going to say we should be able to run a getScript method. So level.getScript, that's over here. Level.getScript is here. And what that should do is it should look through, it should, first of all, take in a template, like the script, type of script that we're looking for. And then it should look through our array list and find the first script that matches. And then if it finds a script that matches from the array list, then we should return that result back to whoever's calling the method. Let me zoom in, maybe a little too small. So yeah, so we're gonna find the first one. We have 3 ways of searching for scripts. This is just finding the first script that matches, and if it doesn't, return null. We also have one here, getScripts, where it's like, give me a template and then find me all the scripts that match this. So maybe there's going to be 5, maybe we're looking for tigers, and I don't care about the X, the Y. Well, maybe I'm looking for creatures. I don't care about the X, the Y. I care about the action, that's going to be creature, but I don't really care about the argument, you know, could be any creature. I'm going to look for any creature. So what this thing will do is look through my array list and find all of the ones that match this template. And you'll notice I'm using that word match, right? Because you already coded out something for doing a match. So you should use that in your code. So that's the first one. Get the first one that matches, get all the ones that match, and then finally, this is get the nth one that matches. So this is like saying, it's kind of like, these are all kind of similar. This is like getting all the scripts. This is like getting a single script, the first one, and this is like getting the nth one. So this might look like, I think if we look at the tests, we can see over here, we should have like get scripts. Oh, like this case. We're looking for a script that matches A, and we're going to get N0. So we're going to get the first one. Or we could look for a script that matches A, and it should be the one, like the N is equal to 1, which would actually be, you know, the second one in the array list. So we should be able to find the nth one. Last couple things here on that for doing especially for get n. There could be some issues with that. I think they talk about it in here. You know, it might be something like if you're trying to find the nth one. So say you're looking for creatures, you find 4 creatures. Well, you can't ask for, n can't be a value 4 or greater, right? You can't ask for n is equal to 4 because that would actually be the 5th one on the list. Well, there are only 4 creatures. How could I return you the 5th one? That would produce an error. So you got to be kind of like account for that. Or if someone asks for n is equal to -1, that's also an issue because there's no like -1 on the list. So we got to account for that a little bit. I think that's good enough. Maybe just real quickly, I will show you a completed version of this. Let me make sure the tests are all working correctly, and then we'll show you that. See, it's going slow. All right, so if we look over here, this is one that I've actually completed. I'm just going to run through the test, and I want to show you kind of like what it would look like if we had everything working correctly. And I mean, there's different ways of doing this, of course, but I just want to show you. Again, we're doing all these scripts to begin with. When we do level, let's see if my level might have some other stuff in here. I have an array list in here called level, right? There's nothing on it when I create the level, but when I do level.add script, we're going to see that I have a script on that list, and I have another script, and I have another script, and I have another script, and another script. I end up with 5 scripts on that list. We can see that when I do this one, this is trying to find level.getScript A. Basically, it's saying like I should look through that list and find the one that matches A. And we're going to hope that it's not E. I don't know why that might be. We're going to look for script A. It looks like this, 1, 1, null, null. And we want to make sure, oh yeah, so we just want to make sure that we're not getting this value. We want to make sure we're getting the first one off the list. There's a couple, because like A and E would match because they're both 1, 1, but we want to make sure that we're only getting the first one off the list. So if we run this, we should see that this pass when we do get script A was not equal to E. Anyway, so that's what we're looking for. We're trying to get the very first item off the list. Yeah, or if we look at this other one, see in here, this is going to be the critical one. It's going to run your get scripts thing, trying to find something that matches this script. So it's going to look through the level and find all the ones that match this. And if we look through here, like, only thing we're really caring about is X. And everything else is either -1 or null. So if we look up here, which ones match, which ones have an X of 1, well, it should be A, B, C, and E. If I look through and we're creating this thing called scripts, if I look at scripts, I can see there are 4 things on it. There are these 4 scripts that are on that list. So that's what we're looking for. All right, I'm going to stop it there. Hopefully it didn't go too long.